Two, three, hello, internet world. This is Norma Joe. I think this might be a final episode of Zombie Fest, and then I can move on to MSP Namaru F. That will be fun. Okay, where was I? They're rolling around on the floor trying to rip each other apart. Exhausted and bruised. Bloody and shit. Just looking tore the fuck up. Does anyone say that? But finally, the governor gets on top of Michonne and uses his superior weight to pin her while strangling her at the same time. Off in the background, he hears a little bell go off. The governor, panting. It's midnight. There's no escape now. I wish you had remained with me. So beautiful and dangerous. We could have ruled together. But this is goodbye, Michonne. She does her absolute best to pull his hands off her throat, but she can't. Desperately, she reaches all around for some type of debris to grab to try and fend him off. She spots a wine glass laying on the floor. She hears Unique's voice in flashback, even though I don't think Michonne was there at the time, but okay, whatever. Unique, voiceover. Oh, they're such a drinker, father. You should be careful. One day it may catch up to you. Michonne, see, I tried to do my little callbacks because I love callbacks in movies so fucking much. Michonne reaches over to get the wine glass. It's just barely out of the reach of her fingers, but she puts her all into it. She manages to just reach the very edge of the glass with her fingertips. With the last of her strength, she rolls the glass into her hand, smashes it against the ground, and slashes the fuck out of the governor's eye with it. Ooh. The governor screams like a banshee and claps his hands fast over his face. Michonne wastes no time in scrambling up from underneath him, gasping for breath and running for the door. She grabs her sword off the ground on the way and puts as much... See, she could have easily, when he was on the ground in pain, she could have, like, put her sword, like, between his shoulders and just killed him. But I guess she didn't feel like doing that. She grabs her sword off the ground on the way and puts as much distance as she can between herself and the governor as fast as possible. And meanwhile, all the zombies are released from their enclosure. Upstairs, all the survivors are having some kind of little powwow when all of a sudden they hear a low rumbling through the house. They get all quiet and look around. Tyrone. Y'all heard that? Judd. Yeah, that was not nobody's belly growling, I can tell you that. They hear more rumbling then, and a sudden creaking that echoes through the building. The grand front doors open on their own from the mechanisms of the doomsday machine. All the furniture and shit that was barricading the doors now gets pushed back out of the way. The flimsy boards with which the survivors tried to use to nail the doors shut just snap in half. And when the front entrance is wide open, the drawbridge drops down. Try saying that 3 times fast. Drawbridge drops down, drawbridge drops down. The survivors all come down to the main hall and see what's happening. Rochelle, behind them, they hear a door slamming. Michonne comes running up to them, all out of breath, and with her clothes torn up and looking like she's been through the sawmill from her fight with the governor. When she sees the doors open, she growls in frustration. Michonne. No, no, no! Ugh! The doomsday machine! I'm too late! Hershey's. What, doomsday? Michonne. The governor. He's insane. He let the zombies loose. From the pit. They're coming up. We all gotta leave. Rochelle. Leave? Hold up, this is our base. We got everything here. This bitch wanted to leave earlier. She was talking about grab as much as you can and let's get out of here. Now she's all like, we can't leave. Whatever, girl. Michonne. Yeah, well, ain't nothing lasts forever. Me and the girls talked about leaving a bunch of times before, but this is the real deal. There's no coming back from this. I suggest you take all the weapons, food, and water you can carry and get the hell out of here. Yeah, that's the most important things in life. Food, water, and weapons. A bunch of the random red shirt survivors start freaking out and turn to go run off into the manor. Rochelle yells at them, hey, where you going? You just gonna run around like a bunch of dumbass chickens? Let's stick together. Marcia, fuck off, ho! You said you weren't one of those controlling-ass group leaders. My group can do whatever the hell we want. Oh, now Marcia's like a platoon leader? Okay, let's see this. Random survivor. Yeah, we're seceding. Their little group goes hurrying off. Rochelle just stands there looking hella offended, but she can't really say anything. That's really funny, because the fact that Marcia tried to secede with her own group is never brought up in the sequel, I don't think. Rochelle. Well. She turns to everyone else. Rochelle. Okay, the rest of you guys, gather up... Oh, I'm not doing her voice at all. Gather up whatever you can before those dumbasses get to it. They can do whatever they want, but they ain't gonna bleed me out. We're staying here. Michonne snarls and gets closer to Rochelle. Where's my seal again? Oh shit, I'm spilling my drink. I only spilled like a little bit, though. Okay, where was I? You didn't hear what I heard. You didn't see what I seen. I'm telling you, leave here while you still got the chance. Rochelle, get out my fucking face, bitch. I'm staying, my group is staying, and that's all there is. Oh, that's all it is. The two glare at each other for a long moment, as if there's gonna be some kind of showdown. A couple survivors get their phones out, ready to start filming at the first sign of a strike. Michonne steps back. I can't deal with this shit. Fine, but if you stay, you'll be the deadest dumbass around. I'm going with Marcia. She turns to go, but just as she does, a sudden annoying-ass type of car alarm starts going off from outside. Everyone cringes and claps their hands over their ears. Carl. Oh, Carl hasn't talked in a little bit. Carl, what the hell is that? Andrea, that's the sound that the governor uses to excite the zombies. He's really trying to kill us. I feel like that's another, like, Left 4 Dead reference. Has there ever been a part in a zombie movie where zombies, like, go into a frenzy because of, like, a piercing noise or something? Or is that, like, a purely video game thing? So I feel like, I know it was in Left 4 Dead. Has there ever been a time in Resident Evil where zombies got, like, in a frenzy and attacked because of a loud noise? Like, I'm not sure. Anyways, I feel like that's more of, like, a video game mechanic, but it could happen in a movie, why not? Some movies are actually made out of video games, so, you know. And some video games are, like, basically movies. So, everything is blended these days. The lines in between are becoming fuzzy. Anyways, okay, where was I? Michonne. Andrea, come with me. Fuck these people. We're warriors. We can survive. Andrea pauses. She looks at Michonne, her soul sister and fellow gladiator. But on the other hand, she looks at Carl and Curly and all her new friends. Andrea. From outside, then, they hear a big-ass crash. They look out the front doors and see a horde of zombies coming, attracted by the alarm. The zombies gang up together and start knocking down the fence, coming for them. Oh no. Glenn. Why do so many people just go like, I guess that's kind of realistic, I guess, because people just make little noises sometimes. I do, for sure. From outside, oh, I just read that. Then they hear a noise from downstairs. A few zombies, the first of the governor's swarm, appear on the other end of the main hall and start coming for them. Glenn. Double, Everyone steps in close together and cuddles up to one another, scared to death. They all pair up. Tyrone and Luba, Rick and Curly's family, Flyboy and Pretty Boy. That's funny because their names both have boy. Even though they've never met, I'm sure. Except for in other fanfictions. Let me know if you know of any fanfictions where Pretty Boy and Flyboy meet each other, because they're both... I mean, Flyboy has a good amount of screen time. He's, I guess, what you would call a main character. Pretty Boy is not. That's why I liked her, and not why I made a joke that she was mute. Because I don't think in Land of the Dead she has any lines. I just liked her because she's a secondary or third-ary character, whatever you call it, basically a background character. She, you know, I think she just works inside the tank, like that big-ass tank they have, and she just does, like, you know, she drives it and whatever, she does, like, mechanical / electrical things, and she's, like, I get really sick of, like, in movies where the female character always has to have some type of, like, sexual thing having to do with them, whether it's, like, they were raped in the past, or they're just really sexy, they just dress in short skirts all the time, or they show their boobs, or they're just, like, somebody's love interest. There always has to be something connecting to sex with a female character that I just get sick of. Like, why can't a female character just be desexualized completely sometimes, you know? Like, why can't they just, like, not have anything to do with sex? Including, even if they're, like, a lesbian or something, like, not even say that. Like, why can't you just have, like, nothing having to do with sex? Why can't you just have a female character who's absent of sexual characteristics, you know? Like, why can't you have that, you know? So I liked Pretty Boy because she didn't have anything having to do with that, but that's because she's basically, like, a background character. But I still liked that. Anyways, whatever. Where was I? Rusty and Tyree. Hershey's pulls Judd up close against him. But he also pulls up Barbara, mistaking her for Rusty. That's funny. Oh, Rusty's he's maturing into having his love interest rather than going with his dad. Anyways, Barbara cuddles up to Hershey's. Hold me. Oh yeah, I feel like she's the type of person that would enjoy having, like, a father figure, so maybe it all works out. Hershey's glances down awkwardly. Alright, enough. What are we doing, cowering? Fuck that. They didn't kill me in Nam, and they ain't killing me now. Yeah. He snatches a rifle out of some random red shirt survivor's hands and makes a break for it out the door, smacking and clubbing zombies left and right with the body of the gun, just shoving them out of the way and yelling war cries like William Wallace. Judd and Rusty follow him, fighting their way through, and Tyree goes with them. All the others get their spirits up, and they all run out of the manor together, yelling their battle cries. Andrea separates off from them and runs into the kitchen. She glances around to make sure no one's there. Then she pulls a random gasoline can out of one of the kitchen cabinets and pours it all over and turns the stove on. Oh shit, I feel like there would be an explosion. Andrea drops a rag on the stovetop. Oops, silly me. She runs then hella fast out of the manor to rejoin the others, but as she runs across the drawbridge, she gets shoved by one of the red shirts and plummets down into the moat. Michonne, Andrea! Behind them, black smoke is pouring out of the kitchen windows, and the whole place is going up in flames. Meanwhile, downstairs, Penny comes creeping out of her room. She sees the hallway filling up with smoke. Penny, what the hell? She goes down on her hands and knees and starts crawling through the smoky hallway, coughing. Penny, hello, anyone? Through the smoke, she sees some human figures coming towards her. Penny, hello, who's there? They don't answer, so Penny just crawls closer, and they get closer to her. They meet in the middle, and Penny looks up, finding herself face to face with a bunch of zombies. Penny, oh shit. She just freezes, not sure what to do. The first zombie in front is a big, tall, fat redneck lady. Kinda like the lady from Happy Wheels. I haven't thought of her in a while. She eyes Penny in an animalistic way. Then she leans down and sniffs her, like the velociraptors in Jurassic Park. I low-key hate Jurassic Park. I have a huge vendetta and hatred against the second movie, but I only kinda hate the first one. Penny. Hey. How you doing, old girl? Zombie. The fat zombie just pokes curiously at Penny, as the rest of the zombies mill around in the hallway. Penny reaches up and touches the zombie's hair. Penny. How do you guys get out of the pit? And what's on fire? She calls out, Hello, Dad? Anybody? The fat zombie sniffs the air. Then she picks up Penny suddenly and puts her on her shoulder, like Coco the gorilla. Penny, man, my lungs would be done if I wasn't already technically dead. She looks around. Come on, girl, let's get out of here. She nudges the zombie with her heel, and the zombie trudges along. The other zombies follow them as if the fat lady is their leader. Penny and the zombies get up to the main floor. They press on through the flames and thick smoke and break a random window, escaping out into the cool night. Penny takes a breath. Free at last. All the other zombies start crowding around her. Penny, hey, stop that. Stay away from me. She tries to smack one of the zombies away, but it grabs her hand. To her surprise, the zombie nuzzles her affectionately. Penny, huh? The fat zombie reaches up and ruffles Penny's hair. Well, as best as a zombie can do. Ew, she's got like a bunch of zombie shit in her hair, but Penny is a zombie too, so it's kind of the point. Then they all start wandering off into the night. Penny looking around at the zombies. My people. Her eyes start to get all shiny. You were right, Carl. I'll never forget you. Whatever you wind up doing. I hope you're the greatest. Then she and the zombies wander off, disappearing into the... What's that fucking line from Star Trek? Where she's like, when I look to the skies, I'll remember you. Oh no, I'll think of you and remember. Or something like... I tried to rip that off in another one of my stories, but I don't think I ever got to that point. Oh, I remember what it was. It was in MSP Namaru, the next story I'm going to read. But yeah, I never got to that point. It was a section of the story that was parodying, whatchamacallit, Old Dan, Little Ann. What is that called? Where the Red Fern Grows. AKA the Tearjerker. And, whatchamacallit, yeah, it was, that line was in there. They parodied that on South Park. I feel like that's one of those commonly parodied, lines. Anyways, where was I? Then she and the zombies wander off, disappearing into the night. Behind them, Cadbury glows, fully illuminated in flames, as it burns in its final inferno. Meanwhile, somewhere, somehow, out in the night, in a forested area, we find the governor crouched on the ground, leaning up against a tree stump, suffering horribly with his face pressed into his arm, and quietly shuddering. It's just about all he can do. Then out of the darkness of the night, he hears footsteps. He holds his breath for a moment and goes rigid. He hears a smooth voice from the darkness. Voice. Take it easy, it's just me. You remember your old friend, don't you? The governor looks up just a little bit, as much as he can. Through his blurry vision, he can see that it's Aquaman in the moonlight, in all his fabulousness. Aquaman comes and kneels down beside him, and touches his shoulder softly. Aquaman. Rough night, huh? Well, don't sweat it too hard. Everyone got their bad days. The governor just sort of looks back at him, shivering. Then he gives a small, desperate laugh, like, wow, that's the understatement of the century. Aquaman smiles. Come home with me. I'll get you fixed up. No, don't hide that sweet face. I always said, you got the prettiest eye this side of the Mississippi. The governor. Then he looks back where he came from. But my daughters, my little girls, where are they? Where's my babies? Aquaman pets him. Shh, don't worry about that. I'm sure they're fine. Just come with me. That's really sad. He doesn't even know, like, one of his daughters died. And that's just really sad. I don't know. The governor is quiet for a moment. Then he slowly moves to get up on his feet. Aquaman helps him up and they go. And now, back to our heroes. Everyone's driving away, with all the last remaining survivors piled into the governor's convertible and big van. Driving on down that long road away from the burning building behind them. The vehicles are covered in blood from having mowed over tons of zombies, and the windshield wipers are on. Ew, that would just smear it everywhere. Especially if they have shitty windshield wipers like me. Can't see through that. Damn. Maybe because it's the governor's vehicles, maybe they're a little more, like, fancy. And they have that little spray that sprays, you know. Glenn is driving the convertible and Hershey's is driving the van. Glenn calls to Hershey's. How you doing over there? Hershey's. We're alright. We got enough gas to last a while. It's kind of crowded in here with those Cadbury and red shirts. But, you know, to be honest, there ain't too many of them left now. Want to be a red shirt. Glenn nods. Flyboy, where do you say we were headed? Flyboy calls from one of the back van windows. To Philly. That's my hometown. If we can make it. I don't think they actually ever make it, because in the next parody, they wind up going to New Orleans. So, but that's because a tornado takes them. Anyways, yeah, we'll get to that. What's in between New Orleans and, Georgia? I guess Mississippi. No, is it Mississippi on the other side of Louisiana? What's in between there? There's Arkansas and Alabama, right? Anyways, I don't know. You know, they don't, in the 90s, they didn't teach geography in schools anymore, so, you know. Where was I? Okay, to Philly, that's my hometown. If we can make it, who knows, things might still be normal up there. Yeah, right. They all drive on for a little while in silence. Everyone is just fucking depressed. Finally, Pretty Boy reaches over and turns on the radio. JJ, sounding exhausted and sad like the rest of them. Well, how's it going, folks? It's been a real tough night. But hey, we're still breathing, ain't we? Or aren't we? Or at least something like it. Well, listen. Here's a song for all you out there. For anyone who can still hear it. Things don't always go the way you hope or plan. But I guess that's just life, folks. Just keep on driving forwards. The music starts up. Radio. You got a fast car. I got a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we can make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Glenn singing to himself. Any place is better. Michonne. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Carl. Maybe we'll make something. Right. Rusty and Tyree. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. Curly leans over and whispers to Rick. You think we'll really make it all the way to Philly? Rick sighs. Whispers back. I don't know. I hope so. Curly. Me too. Pauses. Hey, guess what? Rick. What? Curly. I'm pregnant again. Rick. His face gets pale. Curly kisses his cheek. I love you. Everyone in both vehicles starts singing along to the radio. Everyone. So remember when we were driving in your car? Speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. City lights laid out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone. They sped off into the night, not knowing what might be ahead. The end of part 1 until part 2. Woo! That's the end. Alright. Well, that is my longest series up to now, but wait till you fucking see, oh, it's almost 20 minutes, that was perfect. Wait till you see fucking the sequel, but I'm gonna do MSP Namorua first, so that we're not overloaded on fucking zombies. And, yeah, anyways.